Just want to make it short. All right. Just want to make a short roll call. What about OG? Are you guys here and complete? OG?
Yes, OG is here.
Okay, cool. What about OO? Are you guys here and complete?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Cool. What about CG? Are you guys here and complete?
Yeah, we are here and complete.
And the last one, CO?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we
are
are
here.
here.
Okay, we will start the motion. We'll start the debate on the motions. This house will to make the proposal will be legal binding. We'll talk about AI. So let's hear from the first speaker from the opening government to open the debate. Here.
Okay. Isn't my voice clear? There's no problem.
Yep, it's so clear.
Okay. Fun. Okay. So my speech will begin in 3, 2, 1. So our motion today is about 6 months ago, tech leaders signed an open letter calling for a pause to AI experiments. So this house will make the proposal will be legally binding. Before I bring our argument why this government team agreeing with the motion today, why we agree this house would makes the proposal will be legally binding. So let's take a look about the background about this motion. So currently, AI experiments provide many benefits and convenience for human work. So that developers around the world are developing many experience to create the latest technology and in the form of AI. However, all the experiments carried out didn't go completely well. So there should be a binding rule if in the worst case scenario, the AI being experimented with doesn't go according to plan. So before we tell you guys about why we agreeing with this motion, we first of all we want to define this motion today. So as a government team, we will first define how this agreement can legally temporarily stop or pause AI experiment, especially if this AI can be intentionally misused as a weapon, or if the AI experiment is gone wrong, let's say. There are some we have a reason why we agreeing with this motion. So why do we have to make this proposal to stop AI or to pause AI legally binding? So because this can be a strong regulation in making AI fit for its purpose. So in the worst case, we scare that AI could become self-conscious and will be attack the researcher. And so if this case is happen, we should the AI experiments, it should be stopped, or it should be paused, and then why the proposal to legally legally binding about calling for a pause to AI experiment is necessary. So in our opinion, we should be pause the AI experiment because maybe the AI experiment can be harm to the researcher, or can be used, it can be misused as a weapon that we know that that is not the purpose for AI. So we hope with the proposal with this proposal we can make AI experiment as its purpose, and this AI experiment can be used as okay can be used to provide many benefits, more benefits and convenience for our work as a human. So with this proposal also can be some rule to the AI experiment. So AI experiment can so AI experiment can cannot be replaced as a replace for a human. So this proposal is also for us to know that AI experiment is under control. So maybe this is for my speech. Proud to be a government team. Thank you.
Thank you for the first speaker from the opening government. You spent 5 minutes and 16 seconds. But yeah, let's invite the first speaker from the opening opposition. Please set your own timer and here. Hi, Oo, are you there?
Oh, it's my turn. Sorry. Right. I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and fellow debaters, today we gather to discuss a critical and timely issue, whether the proposal to make a post to AI experiment legally binding is warranted. We, the opening opposition, firmly believe that it is not only necessary but also imperative that we establish legal boundaries around AI experimentation. The first reason is that number one is the need for ethical AI
Hi,
development.
wait a minute. I already paused your
Sorry.
time. Can you speak like louder, or I don't know,
Oh,
is
I'm
it
sorry.
like the connections
on.
or device? Yeah.
Wait, I'm just gonna change my connection. Is it okay? To
Yeah,
wait
it's
a
okay. I
little bit.
already
Oh, hold
paused
on.
your time. It's like 44
Oh, hold on then.
seconds. Yep.
I'll be right back. Hello. Is my voice clear now? So do I start from the beginning or like do I just continue?
I don't know, like, what about you guys? Can you hear him? Because like,
Can you guys hear me? Sorry. Hello.
I currently
I think it's
use
quite
my
clear.
PC, so
Is
it's
it
not like,
cutting?
It's not cutting for me.
Right, so do I start from the beginning or like
you can continue.
just start?
And can you please like speak louder? Because like, yeah, to make it like clear.
Hold on. I'm just gonna adjust my audio then. Microphone. That's 100.
All right. You can continue the speech.
All right. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning. Is it okay or like do I just continue?
Yep. Is it okay? I will
All right.
restart it.
I'm gonna start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and fellow debaters, today we gather to discuss a critical and timely issue, whether the proposal to make a post to AI experiments legally binding is warranted. We, the open opposition, firmly believe that it is not only necessary, but also imperative that we establish legal boundaries around AI experimentation. So the first reason is the need for ethical AI development. AI technologies have progressed rapidly, and while they hold immense potential for positive change, they also pose significant ethical and societal challenges. The open letter signed by tech leaders 6 months ago highlights this concern, with leaders acknowledging the need to address the risks associated with AI experimentation. The burden of proof falls on the government to demonstrate that we should continue without proper regulation in this fast evolving field. Okay, number two, the president of legal regulation, the present of legal regulation. Legal frameworks are not foreign to the tech industry. Various industries, including pharmaceutical, I'm sorry, and biotechnology are subject to rigorous regulations to ensure public safety and ethical conduct. Given the potential consequences of AI experiments, it is only logical to establish a legal framework to govern them. The burden of proof on the government is to show why AI should be exempt from such regulation when other sectors adhere to it. So legal binding around AI experiments ensures accountability and transparency. Tech leaders themselves recognize the importance of responsible AI development. Without legal obligations, there is no mechanism to enforce adherence to ethical principles and safety standards. The government bears the burden of proving that accountability and transparency can be adequately maintained without legal enforcement. I think that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the first speaker from the opening opposition. Let's move to the second speaker of opening government. You're here.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I'm gonna start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. As opening opposition said before, there's so much positive impact that
Hi, are you still there, or is it like my connections? Can somebody confirm?
It's
I think it's her connection.
yeah, it's her connection.
Okay.
Her connections, right?
or something like that. Okay, I'm so sorry. My connection is not really good. Can I continue?
Like I actually didn't write anything yet. I don't know what should you continue, but can you repeat it from the first
Okay.
and make sure like it's stable now, so you'll not miss.
Okay, I hope. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna start my speech again in 3, 2, 1. Okay, based on opening opposition said that there's so much good impact and so much good thing from AI technology from any aspect in life, and they talk about the transparency and any ensure and something else about this AI technology. But when we talk about the AI technology, this is a technology. There's might be a possibility of a malfunction of the technology itself, and so to prevent this malfunction of technology, we have to make sure that there's no bad things possibility that might happen in the future. So I think we are in the opening government really stand of this motion that we have to have a legally opening letter, and there must be a sanction if there's anything a malfunction of the technology itself. So talks about the AI technology. We knows that AI technology is really help to our lives in each aspect, especially in educations. But let's see in another point of view like wars. Okay, let's see another point of view like wars, right? So when the AI technology we put it in wars to be a weapon and harmful for other people, harmful for society, I think that's exactly the time that we have to have a solution to make this not gonna happen, or prevent this to will happen. And then if the tech leaders already built this AI technology, and there's some ocnum to make it this really bad, just put it in, and some corporation just make this really bad, just put it in into the web in put in this AI technology to be a weapons in wars and something else. I think there's might be a legally letter that we have to assign together, and to have a safety standard and then there's might be some mechanism. There's two mechanisms that opening government can afford, that can overhand, and then that we think is really important. So that's why before the mechanism, that's why those kind of reason, I think in the part of AI technology that maybe might be have a possibility to make it worse, to harmful to society. That's why we have to stop the production or something else. And then there's might be a two mechanism.
Hi, Shifaulia, are you still there? Can you hear me?
I think she disconnected.
Yep, she got disconnected again.
Shifa, are you there? All right. What about the first speaker from OG or another of you? If you like having her number or anything, please try to
Yeah,
confirm.
I'm just gonna try to call her now.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I think it's all from me. Thank you. I'm so sorry for my background.
Sister, hold on. You got disconnected with the, I don't know, the two mechanism. So we couldn't hear the rest. Shifa?
Okay, I think I closed my speech because my bad connection. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Shifa, it's okay. Like we can hear you right now.
yeah, we can hear
You
you.
can
right? So-
continue. The last thing you said that in our stance we bring two mechanisms. So you can continue from that.
Okay. Okay,
Oh.
maybe I'm just make it fast. Is that okay?
Yeah, up to you.
Okay. Okay, maybe there's two mechanisms that we can over as an opening government is
Here we go again.
Disconnect again sih Pak.
Actually, I don't know, man. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna call her again.
with the Okay, can you hear me now? I'm so sorry. Hello?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe this is the last one. In any experts in various fields of technologies, and the last one is the sanctions for their responsibility of the bad system of the AI technologies that might be harmful for the society itself. Okay, thank you. I think I just closed my speech.
All right, thank you for the second speaker from the opening government. Let's invite the second speaker from the opening opposition. Here.
Yes, Miss, I'm here.
Yeah, sure. You can start a speech.
Okay. I gonna start my speech by 1, 2, 3. I will tell firstly why I disagree with this motion. I will talk about negative impact from legal binding. Firstly, financial burden. Legal binding such as paying taxes or finance can be a significant financial burden for an individual or company. This can reduce income and disrupt financial balance. Second, flexibility and adaptability. The rapid pace of the technological change necessitates flexibility and adaptability. Imposing legally binding restriction may not keep pace with emerging AI development. The opposition argues that it is better to allow the tech industry to adapt to evolving challenge and opportunity on its own rather than relying on potentially legal regulation. While we acknowledge ethical AI development, we believe that a legally binding pause on AI experiment is not solution. We contend that self-regulation, industry standard, and flexibility are more appropriate mechanism to address the challenge posed by AI. Government must bear the burden of proving that legal binding is both necessary and supervision to these alternatives. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the second speaker from the opening opposition. It's like the closing for the opening benches. Let's invite the first speaker from the closing government to open the closing bench. Here.
Okay, starting my speech. Organizing my papers. Okay, starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, we think that there are some unclear stuff coming from the opening government. They didn't define anything on the motion, so we would like to clarify this. First of all, what we define as an experiment, as AI experiment, is basically these tech leaders, this AI corporation, getting people's data without their consent for the purpose of their experiment, for the purpose of their AI development. An open letter is basically a public letter, right? It's like a letter that is for the public to see. They sign it, and the public know it. And we will tell you why it is something important later on. And also about control. How will this look like on our side of the house? We will only allow the people's data to go into this corporation that has been consented by them. Like, for example, people's data won't be scraped by these corporations without their consent. People will be notified if their data is going to get used, and people can choose what data they want to give. So, like, they cannot just take stuff from our Instagram deleted post. They have to ask the citizens, ask the people on that matter first. And the punishment will look like, the punishment if they don't follow this legal binding will be like the project will be stopped, and we will also publicly say to everyone what they did, so that people won't trust them anymore, so that when they build another company or build another project, people won't trust that and people won't use that. Moving on to my rebuttals, the opening opposition stated that, oh, well, leaders acknowledge it's dangerous. That's why they signed these letters. Well, there are many reasons why these tech leaders want to do that, why these tech leaders signed this paper. So first is propaganda. If there is no legal binding, they're basically signing it for the propaganda purpose. They see that people are afraid of AI, so they sign it to tell people to manipulate people into thinking like, oh, it's fine, but in fact, it's not fine. If there's no legal binding, they can do anything what they want. It's just a propaganda. They just want to make you believe that it's okay. And tech leaders is not to be trusted, because we've seen that corporation advocates that, oh, well, if you work here, we will give you freedom. Oh, if you buy our products, you'll be better. But in fact, no, corporations just say that so that they can get slaves and stuff. So tech leaders and other leaders is not to be trusted, because they are usually just propaganda or manipulating the underprivileged, the uneducated people for their own personal benefit. And they also stated that, oh, well, self-regulation is better, but they they didn't exactly say why legally binding is like bad. They didn't say anything about it. They also didn't, clearly say why self-regulation is like better compared to legal binding stuff. And and lastly, they claim that, well, it's for the benefit of AI or for the benefit of the development of technology. Well, we also give that, we also give benefit to AI and the development of technology. How? Because we are building trust with people. If the open letter that they sign is legal binding, people will more likely to trust them, right? They will trust them because there is like a clear mechanism on how will it works, and people will get notified if their data is going to get used. So people will trust them more. And what happens when people trust them more is that people will use their products more. People will trust in AI more, and the development of AI will grow more significantly compared if people don't trust them. Moving on to our arguments. Firstly, being is basically for the basic of human right. We are obligated to respect human rights as a human. And one of the key human rights is privacy. It's very important, especially in the modern world nowadays, in the status quo. And AI experiments, again, they take people's data without consent, and it is already happening right now, right? They are violating privacy. They are violating basic human right. And tech leaders wouldn't want everyone to know their private life, right? And we also don't want other people, especially like the general public, to know about our our secrets or our private life. Like we even private our Instagram so that we private our life to other people. To sometimes we also lie to our friends to hide like our salary, our life, our children and stuff, because we don't want them to be jealous and stuff. And now this AI experiment wants to like take our data without our consent. Like that's just ridiculous. We wouldn't want that. And also we don't understand why people's data, secrets, privacy, and dignity should be sacrificed for the need of this AI experiment. And like an example of why this is like bad is like when a rape victims of video of being raped is like being used by them and being being separated, being like being shown to the world, and it's like very bad for the dignity of the victim, and it will make their mental health really, really bad. And moving on to our second argument, it's to protect the citizen's life. Corporations tends to sell data to other people, to other corporations, to other parties, and it's something that is widely known. It is not a secret anymore. And people's secrets, not only for the AI, but also for others, that's basically it. And it will ruin people's life. How? So firstly, is lesser chance of a good career. Sometimes we do stuff for fun and not for serious, but the corporation will take that seriously. For example, right now we are debating on like why we should legally ban this AI stuff, right? And what if like we want to work in a tech company? When the corporation sees this, the corporation will not consider into hiring us. It's like really, really bad for our career. And also it makes people unsafe because we know that we as humans, we have done like naughty stuff, we have done some mistakes, we have done like something bad in the past, and it is something that we need to move on. But like if our data is being seen by others, there are potential that these others won't like what we had done in the past, and they will just attack us. They will just cyberbully us or something like that. And lastly, the most important part, it's like these frauds and criminals, they like to buy data from these corporations. Like that's why we get like fraud phone calls. We get some like penipuan and stuff, because they buy this data, they buy our phone numbers. And what if the data is not it's not a phone number, like a more crucial data like KTP or address? They can use that for malicious stuff like pinjol, and basically very, very deteriorating for the underprivileged and for the middle class people. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the first speaker from the closing government. Let's invite the first speaker from the closing oppositions. Here.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, wait. I will set my timer for POI preference. Just unmute yourself. If I don't hear you, it means that I'm focusing on my speech. Okay, I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. dear opening, I think the thing that you need to focus on is whether or not legal binding is actually needed in your case, right? Whether or not the idea of experiment, if it doesn't exist in your side of the house, how in the end of the day it's actually going to be okay. That is exactly your burden, right? And for closing, basically they're taking things too far. How they talk about how these AI is stealing your data and etc. I mean, even if it's true, but the fact that you use internet in the first place, it means that you already consent that your data is being recorded. The reason why the technologies nowadays are actually recording your data is because they try to personalize your interest, right? That is basically the logic behind it, right? So if you don't trust this AI so much, then why you use things like internet or social media? Also, question to closing, do you really think that the harm or the fault is actually the AI itself and not the corporation or the people behind it? If you really think that you don't consent of being recorded in terms of data and etc., you just need to sue Mark Zuckerberg and etc., and not actually giving the fault to the AI itself, right? Clarification, we think that this debate is only talking about whether or not AI is bad from the opening to the closing government. We think that this debate should be more about how these terms of legally binding is something that we don't really need in our status quo, and why the idea of experimenting is something that we need to embrace in the end of the day. Clarification, SEO, we think that AI is a tool. So because it's a tool, it depends on the human, whether we decide we want to use it for good or for bad, right? We think that it's up to us whether we want to use AI to improve our life or to destroy our life, right? But we can see that in our status quo, AI is being used in a very brilliant way. How AI is become a beneficial tool. Like for example, in Japan, the AI are become the waiters in the hospitals and become the customer service and etc. It means that AI is being used as a development tool, right? And as CEO, we want to continue this development of AI because we think that the idea of experimenting is a natural process to prepare for a lot of safety guidelines in the end of the day. Actually, we agree with the logic of OG. We agree with the logic of government that they are so afraid with the idea of how if this AI one day will harm us or do malfunction and etc. Well, that is basically it. Because we are afraid of those kind of things, we choose to actually more deep dive into this AI because it's already happened, right? We want to deep dive in order to prepare for safety guidelines. So in the end of the day, our people can use it safely without any malfunctions, etc. An analogy, for example, we as humans, we able to explore things like snakes poison and etc. And later we actually discover that it can actually cure the sick and etc. This is actually the analogy that we want to focus on SEO, ladies and gentlemen. So there are 2 points basically that I'm going to focus on here. First, about the rise of AI in our status quo. I will talk about that. And secondly, the growing movement of ethical AI development and how it makes the OG case is not urgent, ladies and gentlemen. So what it actually means by pausing the AI development, right? The terms of legal binding, there is no definition from the opening bench regarding this. It means that it's actually tied by law. What will happen if we legally bind this development, right? We try to pause it or whatever, right? We think that the resources, the facilities, and any form of supporting mechanism that was used to come from the government to the researchers to the labs to the tech companies will actually going to be stopped, right? So these companies will no longer have the support system to develop their AI. There will be no longer the idea of experimenting, but because it's actually prohibited and they don't have the resources to actually make safety guidelines and etc., right? And what will happen if we stop the idea of experiments? First, to my first point, the rise of AI in our status quo. We think that AI is currently in the early stage of development, right? We have chat GPTs and etc. And because in the early stage of development, it's actually really natural in early stage that we are more prone to error or mistakes and etc., right? And if you stop this, when the experiment is still on the early stage, there are 2 things that may happen. First, the experiment you've made so far will be a total waste. We agree that, and we admit that our government already spent billions of dollars for AI. For example, China and Japan, they spent a lot of money for this AI, right? Reason why? Because we believe that we need AI in this 4.0 society, because we need the idea of automation that AI brings, right? And that is basically the reason why we develop AI, because in the end of the day, if we already able to make these AI becomes more sophisticated, we as humans will able to understand and have the understanding of the potential risk and the benefit of the AI itself, and we're going to use this knowledge to develop safeguards and guidelines, so in the end of the day our AI can be used safely and responsibly. So how can you guarantee, as the government said, the house, that if you suddenly just stop this development that already happening, the AI that already spread in our society will become more safe in the end of the day, because we cannot deny that AI is already spread and we cannot stop this spreading, right? And and because of that, we agree that it's really important. And secondly, we believe that people will be more scared of the idea of meta world in the end of the day. We agree and we acknowledge that in our status quo, there are a lot of people who are actually afraid with the idea of technological development. They're afraid that, oh, one day, what if this AI will replace humans in the end of the day? So that is basically why we need to actually focus on this AI development, because we need to make sure that these humans will one day gonna trust AI in the end of the day. So we need a lot of experiments. So this actually go to my second point about how is actually the growing movement of ethical AI development. It makes the OG case non-urgent, because we believe that there are already two things that are already happening in our status quo. Is that first, people already investing in AI safety, and secondly, there is already an education effort in order to educating the public about the AI itself in terms of danger, and it's also in terms of safetiness of the AI itself. I give you an example of Kate Crawford. Kate Crawford is a researcher in Microsoft. She develops a technology that how she wants to make sure that the people will able to use it safely, and will actually going to prioritize the customer service itself. Then how this AI will able to actually provide all the human's necessities and not try to harm them in any sort of way. And we think that this is really important. And this kind of development is also supported by a big company like Microsoft, right? So if you want to stop this kind of development, then the idea of experimenting, the idea of knowledge manifestation that we have been doing for decades will actually going to go to waste. So we don't see any urgency coming from the government of the house, or why the end of the day we need to legally bind this experimenting process, and our people will be more afraid of the idea of matter world, which we think it's not what we actually want as opposite side of the house. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for the first speaker from the closing opposition. So let's invite the second speaker from the closing government to close the government bench debate.
Ada?
Okay, let me set the time. And maybe make sure.
Hi, are you already start the speech? Because like I
Oh,
couldn't really hear
oh
you.
no, no. I just
Orang luar.
set a timer and make sure my case in a minute.
Can you like? I'm not sure that I can hear you properly because
Ah.
like your voice is not clear.
Test.
Can you speak louder?
Test. Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait. We just set timer in a minute. Wait. I think. Wait. My word is closed. Wait. Sorry for the listening. Test, am I audible?
Yes, please. You can start the speech.
Okay. Sorry for reading because I just closed my words. Maybe sorry because my English is bad, so let's start with it.
Iya.
I will start this debate in 3, 2,
Biasa santai ngomongnya tadi, lagi nggak ada energi mau ngomong
panels.
Hi, CO. Wait a minute, CG.
Okay.
I think like Aiza, you're not unmute yourself yet.
Oh really? Oh my gosh. Wait. Keluar ya kayaknya.
All right. Hi, CG. You
hello.
can continue. Yep.
Okay. I just start my debate in 3, 2, 1. Panels. Maybe I just bought one engagement for opening option. Opening option says that when you use net or Instagram example or your data is taken, etc. When you sign up for Instagram or FB, you agree to that rules or etc. There are terms and conditions that we can read, etc. But panels we please aware that not all of them, not all the website there are have the things like Facebook and Instagram or AI can just also be likely to be exploited by irresponsible people like or there are AI error maybe or such a personal self-control or when the AI makes others spread and etc. Because not all the technology is as good as Facebook and Instagram because in context of motions the experiment just stop from the leader of technology, so it has problem in it has problem in that. I'll tell you the but let's talk in my argue. I'll tell you there was someone who killed himself when his identity was stolen only for other people to owe them. So the one accused to pay was him. He paid the bill because the other people just stole the identity. So it harms, right? In the context of the current debate, when a letter is found to be stopped, it means there is a big error in the AI because the one who sent it was an ordinary people or the leader of technology. The one who signed it was a great technology leaders. So this just comprehensive people, right? Why is this justified for legal binding? There is something urgent in status quo, like a characterization of the AI is not complete. If it's in institution or experiment, it makes an AI project. It's that complete. AI can really commit crimes like identity forgery. Like there's someone whose identity used with other people. For example, for him to commit crimes with another person identity, it can also be like making incidental videos which have been made by AI example, which is that progressive. This is the impact of the completeness of AI. The AI that has been made by humans, right, is very able to be a form of criminalizations, meaning even when there is an AI error, the form is AI is not perfect, right? The security is just zero or something like that, or it harms for other people. We will stop that. It is so why this is justified. Our form to legal binding them is not as simple as OG. We will stop that project so that it can be prevented if there is a mistake. But our form also we will check and balance how form the AI's error are, or we will calculate how their mistakes for communal for the other people, etc. Several point of for justification why this needs be legal binding, uh, why this need legal binding be able to justify. One, an analogy when the test leader is signed this letter, meaning that the mistake was no longer a simple thing like whether this technology if not stopped will create a data leak, or when this not stop, this could lead to communal losses. For example, this is a thing structural which was probably done in intentionally. So we have to legal binding this thing, several things, uh, and etc. Or maybe or one we want when the continue the experiment, then there are errors that occur like that AI can self control, etc. This is harmful because it could harm the community, like if this allows people who have painful and impact their identities will just be revealed, or etc. Even though we need to protect the people. Uh, and maybe two. Even when there are works, there are workers who are in the experiment example. It's not that so worse as um, opposition thing. Because when they are in the AI department, when the experiment is stopped, yes, they lost their jobs, but this is okay for the worker, because one, there's still a lot of work in this world, because they are smart, they are smart, because they are can accessible to create experiment of AI. So they are be able to have a lot of work in the country. Or maybe two, government will still help human or help you to work is likely, uh, because uh, because if you have an intelligence or etc. Government will looks you, and then you have your have job, etc. So you not lost, not just lost and you poor, etc.
Oh, all right. I think that's the last speaker from the government branches. Let's invite the very last speaker in this debate. To close the debate, let's invite the second speaker from the closing oppositions. Here.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right. Before we start, my PI preference would be unmute. So if you have any PI, just unmute yourself. Oh. So I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. One thing that everyone denies that how societies that how we are currently living on cyber societies, right? Meanings that we cannot you cannot simply remove the AI from our life, because it is something that we are using for every single day usage. We are very very dependent on it, meanings that if you are pausing the development or maybe the experiments of it, meanings that you are as technologies companies, for an example, or any kind of person that is related to technologies will simply remove the usage of AI even if it is only even if the proposal of the experiments is up to make the AI better, right? This is how we see our cases right now. And for the clashes, we think that the opening debate is very deadlocked. We see on how the opening debate was most likely to be focused on how they were explaining about the positive or maybe the negative of this AI itself. We think that that was not the main concern of this debate, as my first speaker said before, right? It is most like we know that the AI itself has, the negative and positive impact, and we are okay about this. But what we think as CEO, if we develop it more, it will be beneficial for the society. Meanings that it will be something that is everyone wants, right? In this debate, our main purposes of this debate was to create a better and safety environment for the both for the AI and also the society. So we think that by throughout the experiments of AI itself, will create more benefits throughout the society because the AI will be better in the end of the day. We do a lot of trial and error, and we say that it is basically okay because when you're producing something as a company, especially when you are a technology companies, right? You need the consumers, you need every societies to test your products, so that this product is actually okay or not. If this product, for an example, is not okay in the end of the day, you will fix that, and you will know what kind of error that this product has. This is the main thing that AI companies needs to do for the AI development itself, right? By pausing it, there will be no such a thing like this. Pausing it means that there will be no consumers that will use AI for for any single thing, any single reason that appears on the society, and there will be no companies that that simply developing AI just because they're posting it, just simply because like what government by just said that it when the AI itself becoming self-aware, for an example, or maybe when the AI itself becoming more harmful for the societies, right? We think that this is most likely to be happen if there are no development of it. If the pause happens, means that the tech company will pause every single thing, every single actions that is related to that AI. So there will be no trial and error from the society. The technology companies will simply don't know about what kind of thing that they should develop, and the worst cases is that AI will be something that is more harmful because there are no exact safety guidelines that is made throughout the societies based on this, right? Based on the experimentations itself, right? So this is like our main contributions to this debate. What we say that our mechanization is to stay still the experimentations of the AI. So throughout within the experiments of it, we will know how to develop this AI to be better in the end of the day, which means that it will also useful a lot for the society. Knowing that we are currently living in the 5.0 industries means that every single thing will be cyber based, and we cannot simply pause it anyway, right? Moving on to my rebuttals toward every single team and every single benches on this debate. Now moving on, OG believes that the usage of the AI somehow, if we are not pausing it or maybe legally bind the pause of the AI itself, the AI becoming more self-aware, and the AI itself will be becoming more dangerous because somehow maybe a company or maybe a government or any single actor will weaponize this AI in the end of the day, right? I think that this is something that will not happening if we are not pausing the experiments of AI. Because of why? Because when you are one thing that the OG didn't understand at the very beginning, that experiments of AI means that there will be everything happening that is related to this AI. It is either trial and error or maybe the development of it, right? The OG simply didn't understand that because they are explaining on how AI becoming something that is dangerous towards the society because the experiments of it. Experimenting the AI doesn't mean that you are creating AI as a dangerous weapon. Experimenting AI is basically you will create a more better development for the AI. So the AI itself becoming more normal and more beneficial throughout the society. So we think that the OG fails to understand the motion at the very beginning. Now moving on to OO, we see that OO concerns from the motion itself on how they are trying to explain on how is AI is beneficial towards the society, it is actually a yes, but it is not enough. Because of why? Because yes, AI is beneficial for the society, but how the development of it will create a more beneficial things throughout the society, which is brought out, which is already brought by the CEO at the very beginning, right? So I think that we want overall, basically because of more structurized, and also more way process of explaining on how AI itself will be more better by the experiments of it, not simply because of the AI itself is already better. We know that AI itself is not basically perfect because we need to because we still on a very early stage of development of it. So I think that the development will help the AI to be better and beneficial for the societies. Now moving on to CG, right? CG broke out the argumentation on how AI, for example, possibly leaking data, or maybe on how AI itself causing more dangerous towards the society. This is the same thing that brought by the OG, right? They have the simple same arguments, but then we see that they didn't have any mechanization on how legally binding will be more beneficial for the AI development itself. We think that by saying that AI is harmful doesn't mean that you need to stop everyone to use it, right? Because trial and error happens, and every single thing, for example, if error happens as a tech company, you can fix it, or maybe every single safety guidelines will be made by that errors that happen on the society. Because in the end of the day, every single actors, the society, the technologies companies, and also the AI will be always connected. What does that mean is actually on how all of this will be beneficial in the end of the day if we are not pausing anything in the very beginning. Proud to oppose. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the closing oppositions to after closing the debate. I need like some moments to take my notes, and after that I will be back here and giving the general feedback and also like the rank.
Wow, you guys were so amazing. I mean, wait, Elva, where were you from? I forgot. Sorry.
I'm from UMK. I'm from UMKT basically. Universitas Muhammadiyah Kalimantan Timur. Be specific.
Oh, you're from Kalimantan? I thought you were from Sulawesi.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I'm from Kalimantan. Yeah.
You wanna hear my true opinion about AI?
Sure, go ahead.
It just make people lazier.
I mean, it's not lazier, just like easier, you know? It's honestly, it's like a really good thing,
I
in my
don't know.
opinion. Because I'm like a
I'm very
tech
sure it's gonna
person.
take my job after 5 years.
No. Dude, be positive, okay? When you're thinking
I don't know.
pessimistic things, it's going to come true. So don't think pessimistic things. Just be positive, you know?
I'm doing my best. I kind of took your speech, I don't know, kind of personally. Kind of roast me
What?
there.
I actually forgot what I said. Look, honestly,
No, I'm just joking.
I mean, what did I say, guys?
Oh, I did just check. I forgot, but I was like, damn, I got roasted.
I'm eating my dinner right now because I
Enjoy,
hadn't had
enjoy.
my dinner. Yeah, but in GM. Oh yeah, but like your Kaito told me that you guys are signing up for a competition, yeah? I mean, what kind of competition it is? Like, the scope of it.
It's just a debating competition. I'm not very sure. I am.
Like a
I'm
local
just
thing
joining for
or
fun. I don't know. It's
oh
like
yeah, me too.
school thingy. I don't know that it's between universities. I guess I'm not very sure about that. But yeah, my friend was
Oh,
like, "Listen, you wanna join us?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure," but I don't know the rules though. They're like, "Yeah, that's fine. Just come."
And how about you, Halisa?
Is
Me?
it Halisa or
I also
Do you see,
join
Halisa?
competition.
do you see
Wait,
the progress of us?
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, of course, dude. Like we've been sparring together for like, I don't know, 3 days
3
straight,
days,
I
I
guess.
guess. Yeah.
It was different than the first debate spars that you see.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I don't know. I'm not seeing any improvements
I,
in myself, so I'm not very sure.
well, I also don't see any improvement for me, because
Yeah,
like,
so yeah, that's the thing. Like for me, I'm not very sure about that. But people say like, no, you're improving. I'm like, yeah, I'm not very sure about that.
yeah, I feel like I did bad though in this. I don't know, in this debate. I
Nah,
always feel like I did bad.
Oh, I wanna ask about Alpha. What semester who are you?
that's some
What
personal
I'm
semester?
on
questions.
my 7th semester. I'm on my last
Oh,
year anyway.
Yes,
oh no, you're
ma'am.
graduating.
I'm supposed to be graduating, but yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
where are you come from?
Me, I'm Saudi nation. I'm studying in Kalimantan, but yeah,
yeah,
What?
Kalimantan people.
yeah, but I'm actually originally from Kalimantan, but I was born in Saudi Arabia, so I don't really speak Banjaris or Indonesian very
What
well.
uni?
Muhammadiyah, UMB,
Universitas Muhammadiyah Banjar, is it?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, do you join the previous regional selection for NEDC? I mean, like Region 5?
No idea what that is. I mean, it's my first time. I mean, debating. So
Oh,
I mean,
okay, I
yeah.
see.
I mean, started this week or whatever last
Oh,
week, I guess. Yeah. So I don't really know much about the rules. I'm just like
oh,
trying to
no
enjoy my
problem.
time.
Yeah, it's just okay.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also, I'm like very curious. You said that you're worried about AI getting you job. I mean, what's your dream job?
It's not my dream job. I'm an IT student.
Oh, I'm also interested on that, you know?
Like most I got like last semester I got straight A's just by using IT. I don't even know Panchasila and I got A in it. Like I was born
Well,
in Saudi, so I used AI and I got A. So
that's a good thing.
yeah, but when you think about it, you can build the whole program using an AI. So after like 5 years, who gonna need you as an IT, as
Everyone
a
will need
programmer?
you.
Yes,
I'm also a
it's gonna be
programmer
more
myself.
competitive.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But like, this is the thing that I found. I'm a programmer myself, and I do use ChatGPT, sometimes. And
Yeah, I know that.
ChatGPT, a lot of times they give like the wrong answer,
Yeah.
like their code isn't working. So, and
But
honestly,
still, just think about it. 5 years from now,
be positive, my friends. Okay, it's okay.
I'm doing my best.
Okay, back to the Alpha. Did you ever join in UDC selections and also pass the UMB before?
Actually, I am the national level delegates for Region 5, like last time, like 3 years straight in 2021, NEDC 2021, 2022, and also 2023, and national level delegates, yeah. So I think, but I've never met any, like, any of the participants because, like, 2 years ago, the NUDC was held online, right? So we have no, like, met each other anyway. But yeah, I do know UMB, of course. I came from Banjar too. I mean, like,
Nice.
I am originally from Banjar.
Nice.
That
But
is
like,
so
oh my
cool.
god, yeah, you're like Oh my god, you were so good.
She is so good.
Yeah, but I've never break in the national levels, only in regional levels. See.
It's
Yes,
so
because
amazing. Oh my god.
You're still an expert though. Like how many
Yeah, you
times? 3 times you said?
Yeah, it's very nice experience, by the way.
Yeah.
yeah, but like it's unfortunate that it was held offline. Sorry, online, you know? It
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
it yeah, if
You
it
don't
was
really
held
meet the others and
yeah. Yeah, it will be so much more fun if you meet the other participants, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think that I have my own best experience for debating competition on NEDC 2023 because it was like the first time offline competition that I've ever joined. So I think like it's very meaningful for me in a way. I don't know if I will join NEDC 2024 too, but I don't know. Still see towards it
You
anyway.
should
You
join, man.
should. You should. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm old already.
No.
So old
Okay,
to
Come
you're
on,
join.
not
for your
old.
last semester, go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe this
Still.
is your time to shine, you know? Maybe you will go to like a WDC.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean then. Ah, let's see. Did you guys join Code for like
we
Rusa
were
What on earth is code?
planning
Code competition like
Kalimantan
open debate
Open Cup.
competition?
Yeah, Kalimantan Open Debate Competition, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Yeah, we were planning to join that one, but yeah, someone forgot to pay, so
yeah. Oh, I joined that competition by the way, but I
yeah.
think it's kind of like new for me for like joining open debate. So I think I kind of like I kind of like confused about the rules for the competition because they do have the novice categories, right? But the novice categories itself is kind of like for beginners. Like you have like I don't know, you've never break in any varsity level competitions, but I don't know how it is supposed to be like. Maybe some of you, if you are joining for the open debate, you can enlighten me anyway.
I don't know about anything about open debate, but I will also be joining an open debate for fun.
Yeah, good luck.
Open debate should be fun anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I know I will lose because I suck, but like, you know what? Whatever.
I
I'm
mean,
just
just
having fun.
just go enjoy,
Yeah.
listen to others, I guess, just like I'm doing right now. Get to know them sometime, I guess.
But like, do you guys feel hungry every time you finish a debate?
I was eating
It's
while you guys
actually
debating.
dizzy, like
You're
extremely dizzy.
I was eating. Like I didn't even move my listen here. I haven't
Thirsty.
even washed my plate. I just finished and put it there.
but yeah, I get dizzy too, and headaches sometimes,
That means
and of course
y'all was
hungry.
like so nervous. Man, you really like these kind of things.
Sorry.
No. I just in the chat.
Oh,
so just one informations. That's surprise information too. I would like to inform you that with the names of the gyms is OBS RUWP is my seniors. He was in UDC and he also can pass the regionals to the national level. So yeah, you what's that? Our era is different than yours because there's no what is that higher competition, and also the higher atmosphere of the competition is so we maybe easily than you to pass the national level than before.
I don't think wait. I don't think passing the national competitions is easy. I mean, like, I think yeah, I think our educator right now was also NUDC participants, and I mean like NUDC 2023 participants. But I think oh yeah, for you all, just don't really kayak jangan terlalu berharap buat NUDC because there are a lot of competitions that are I mean like more better than NUDC. Because in kayak beberapa tahun terakhir NUDC itu they have like lacks of fundings because the fundings itself kayak dialihkan ke ISMA program. So yeah, if you guys want to join another competitions, there are so much more apa sih kayak better competitions actually. Not only NUDC, but NUDC is basically bergengsi because it is held by the government, right? Because
Yes.
it's like the governmental, the governmental thingy. But I think for another competitions that is also as good as NUDC, you can also join ALSA UI or maybe IFET, NOFET, or any kind. Dipo Open was also good, or any kind of competition is actually good anyway. And for offline competition, I really recommend you all to join ALSA UI because they do have like a best structure. I mean like the best facilities among kayak another competitions gitu loh. Kayak they have a package, bundles, and also we also have a lot of facilities on ALSA UI. Not to promote it anyway, you can join everything, but it is only based on my experience joining ALSA UI. It's very good competitions.
But yeah,
You can
traumatized. Why?
yeah, I know also we is somehow traumatizing because the motions, the mechanizations of our ALSA is pretty much complicated rather than another competition. So I think it's yeah, it's more likely to be tensions rather than other competitions because they have their own apa sih, they have their own mechanizations gitu loh. Like in every single round you will get three motions, three random motions. You will well, it's an impromptu motion, so of course you will have no time to prepare it well. So you will, I mean, as high schoolers too. I mean, like I joined SOE when I was in high school, and everything was so tensious. But it was a great experience, by the way.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm done with the notes. Are you guys like want to take some moments to have a chit chat with others? Or should I start?
I'm good.
All right. Okay, to start the circular call. What about OG? Are you guys still here?
Yes,
OG?
OG is here.
Oh, yeah. What about OO? Are you still here?
Yes, ma'am.
What about CG?
We're here.
Yeah, CO?
Yeah, we are here.
Okay, before talking about the stance on also like how the each team's argumentations and stuff, first I want to highlighting some stuff in the debate. Like I said on the previous sparring, if you like having emotions, please take attention to the motions because sometimes the motions having like the clue or an actor motion that you have to really highlight in the when you want to make your speech or when you want to make elaborations on your stances. First of all, I feel like this debate should be like you can bring this debate in a bigger picturing, like it's about the tech leaders, and also like they also like highlighting this. It's about like open letter for calling to posting the AI experiments, because I heard like some of the debaters, you already talking about okay, AI is good or not, it's beneficial or not, or AI is gonna be stopped like forever, or AI gonna be continued and stuff. You have to highlight that it is a pausing, means that it's only like for certain times, and it's gonna be like stopping technically and everything in AI development. And also like it's also about the experiments. It's not about how then this company technology gonna like gonna losing all the AI stuff and just gonna be like the useless for the whole thing of development. And again, in legally binding, you have to concern about which things that you think gonna be better when you're focusing on legally binding or not. So this is like something you should highlight in the motion at the very first. But again, I want to appreciate everyone, because maybe like it's a bit confusing motions. I'm not sure. But yeah, I would like to appreciate, because like you already try to make your own stances and how you build your argumentations. Well, yeah, first of all, I feel like you can talk about AI itself, like what are current situations, what about like the citizen looks like on the depend on the AI, and how the AI experiments and developments look like. Because I feel like some of themes, I feel like it's really lack on the making like the good setup in this debate, because again, it's like the proposal motions. You have to make the very clear mechanism, and also like very clear stances how you're gonna apply this proposal and why not. And yeah, about the AI itself, the background of how then AI development, why then you can say that, oh, AI is fulfilling how the human needs, and you can take like a bigger picturing on how AI is actually something that really large. Like for example, you can talk about the business, currently used like for the public service, education, trade and economic, security, even like in governments, and also like the police and etc. They use this kind of AI. Then how you think that currently people already like depend on it in their daily life, and how you're gonna manage to winning your team based on the status quo. Second of all, about the posting the the experiments, I didn't hear yet why then you have to pause and why not pausing this. Because like if you heard or you read about the background or of the background, why the tech leaders actually making such things, because they already realize this is not related to the humanity. Because like so much gap within the like people how develop AI and robotics, and how they develop the human being itself. So a lot of gap within the social, cognitive, and financial stuff within the human being itself, and how we're not solving this problem yet, and people just keep focusing on developing AI, and it's such a very huge development. Can you imagine, it's like you just develop a robotic, you just develop something that not have a feeling and etc., which is like very easy. And developing the human is very different, because like human are very dynamic and etc. So when you want to make it like equal, because AI gonna use for the human being itself, you have to make it symmetrical beneficial towards the AI development, also like for the humanity. But how then basically this kind of tech leaders, and also like the people who are very expert on it, they see like basically it's no longer beneficial for the human being, because people are just concerned about the beneficial of the technology, while not about the humanity itself. So yeah, that's like a small background and why they think that they have to pause the AI experiments. Other than that, yeah, like what the government said, they're actually like seeing how a lot of things are gonna be harmful for the human race itself. And yeah, about the legal binding and non-legally binding, I feel like you really have to concern about this, because this is like the most like the biggest thing you have to talk. Why then? Well, first of all, maybe you can talk about like happen later, and also like when you want to make certain legally binding, because it's gonna be like making such a huge impact. Like for example, if I see that right now, about the environment, let's say, when the environment in the past, you don't have to do anything, just a lot of country can assign that, and not a lot of country like they just can just ignore that. So basically there's no such things. Well, currently, why is a lot of agreement you have to sign about that, because like they say it's very dangerous about the human race itself, and also like for the animals and the planet, and also like our planet. You can highlight the very first that why you have to legally binding about this kind of proposal, because you already see like AI is already very dangerous. Why then you want to make it legally binding? Because you want to involve a lot of companies and also like a lot of corporations and government to be involved in this, to protect their own citizens, to protect of their development, and to make it symmetrical beneficial towards the AI development and also like toward the humanity. You can say that, because if you're not using that, you're gonna be useless. Why then? Because like the AI development is basically like really like very centered on the Western itself and also like the biggest company, which means like the moment they having this kind of company, the media, and how they're gonna build this kind of thing, they're gonna like they're gonna win the world. They're gonna just like separate everything simply. So you can say that why then you have to legally binding and why not legally binding. Or another side, you can say that basically like it's gonna be like creating the gap anyway. Like for example, like some certain company, they still do the this kind of open letters, like currently, for example, Apple, and not why some company dare not do that. For example, like within the Western people and also like the Chinese, like development. So yeah, they can, seeing the gap within the Chinese itself and also the Western itself. When in the same time, for example, the e-commerce, let's compare like Alibaba and also like Amazon, for example. Well, it's same. But yeah, imagine these two e-commerce, for example, and one is like you have to posting the AI experiments in it, and one you not posing the AI experiments. So you can see like a lot of gap, and you can see like using another application and so on and so forth, which means like it's gonna be useless anyway. So yeah, you can bring this kind of thing. Why the legally binding is very, very something that you have to use it in the debate, how it's gonna be beneficial, how it's gonna be harmful, and also like how you're gonna supervise this thing, because I'm not hear it yet. Then what about the mechanism? Because like again, this is this household motion. So you have to fulfill a lot of mechanism in it and make sure it's gonna working and it's gonna achieving your stances or your goals, that it's gonna be beneficial or harmful at the end of the day. So yeah, I did this general comment. And about the positions, I put the first to closing a position, second to the closing government, third to opening a positions, and fourth to opening government. Again, the first to closing a positions, the second goes to closing government, the third goes to opening a positions, and the fourth goes to opening government. So yeah, let's see from the OG first as the fourth, and go to the third, to the second, and to the first. Well, why OG couldn't go upper than OO? Well, first of all, I think like the biggest the biggest burden in OG, before you make like good argumentation or elaborations about the setup, it's like very, very big things you have to concern, because you are an opening, you are thank you for remind that. Yeah, because like you are the opening one, so you have to make a good setup on how you're going to defend the motions, on how this debate should going. Because like I feel it's very, very less setup is only telling the background, and also like just jump into the reasons. And even I feel like short, very, very assertive, and just one liner. But again, I really appreciate you really trying this debate, but maybe you can elaborate more by asking the question why. Because I already heard like a lot of things, like for example, you said that's going to be beneficial for human, and also like and then not make it legal binding, gonna be harmful for the researchers and also like for the company. And also you're talking about the malfunctions and also like the weapon and etc. I feel like it's already being a good point, but unfortunately you can go upper than the OO, because you're not answering the question is why. For example, why then it's gonna be beneficial for human, also like the developer, and also like that and also like for the researcher and etc. I didn't hear like why then your stances is gonna be good after you say this. And also like about the malfunctions, I can get what you want to try to say when you say like, oh, we would like to prevent the future when we want to posting the AI experiments. But just that I need like more elaborations than why then malfunction in your side of the house after legally binding will not be exist. And also like how then you prevent the future just because like you just directly legally binding. I mean like is that like can be prevent the future just because like trial and error based on the company itself without doing this kind of legally binding. And also, I really understand when you would try to say that, oh, we would like to create a weapon, so they're not just using AI for the war. But like something you have to notice when you're talking about IR, when you're talking about such kind of this, you have to talking about fact. And currently, we actually have the humanitarian law when it's not allowing you to use autonomous robot and such kind of thing. So you have to use the soldier, the human, and stuff. So I feel like when you mention about this, I no longer take more credit because like it's not based on the something that we call fact. If you try to elaborate such kind of thing, the assumptions, for example, and elaborate it more and more, you can make sure the educator as well like your opponent, because it is something that you can arguing when you're talking about the family, friendship, and stuff. But since we're talking about this kind of motions, you have to talking about certain things relate to it, and it's not really relate to that. So I couldn't really credit this because like this is like your biggest argumentations. I feel like it's really you manage it well compared to another argumentations. But yeah, unfortunately, you can go to the OO because first of all, they already noticing your lack on how you're gonna not fulfilling your burden and prove why then AI should be limited in certain sectors, and how, for example, the accountability and also like the transparency gonna be existing inside of the house. At the same time, they also telling that they actually like having the good progress and also like positive change, and it's like very good and being significant in status quo. So basically, like even if they are not elaborating more than what we expected, but basically like it's better than your elaborations when you're talking about this gonna be beneficial for the normal human being. At the same time, they also like giving the negative impact on our side of the house, and also like strengthen the argument by saying that paying taxes will be bad for individual and also like for the company related to the financial level. And at the same time, they also like telling you why the flexibility and adaptivity may not will make the AI itself gonna be developed, and means that they're gonna be developed more in the side of the house after they prove that it's already beneficial in status quo. So yeah, it's actually really hard to put OG and OO, like which one is upper than like lower positions. And after that, OO and CG. Yeah, why CG like upper than OO, and why OO couldn't go upper than closing government? Yeah, like I said before, actually like OG and OO in a bit like symmetrical, because like just one liner and not more elaborations and answering the question why, because you make a lot of like such things that the idea of your stances, but I couldn't hear the elaborations. So yeah, it's like symmetrical, how to say it, a similar point for it. So I think like you guys already noticed like why you couldn't go upper to the CG. But other than that, they already like clarify many things. For example, they redefine what happened in the motions. They telling you how what they call about AI experiments, and how and currently they already like the control is already exist, and also like their mechanism is basically like more complete than what happened to the opening government. At the same time, you should like take a chance as an OO, because like just because the opening government not make this kind of mechanism doesn't mean like you just take it without nothing. You can elaborate more than how legal binding is basically gonna be not good, and how your mechanism in not legally binding gonna be good in status quo. So but yeah, unfortunately that change taken by the closing government, you make like more better elaborations and also like better stances on how you're gonna make this kind of thing gonna be legally binding. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying something that really achieving your goals, because like when you say like, okay, we want to make the privacy and in data and so on and so forth. Well, if you see like the tech leaders who assign that, for example, Apple and also such kind of things, they basically say that about the cookies, about the privacy terms and etc. But at the end of the day, if you watch like some kind of documentary and etc., their company even involved in such kind of leaking the user data. So that's why like what happened to the closing of positions, they highlighting this, because like at the first time you use internet means that you already having this kind of chance your data and etc. will be not be safety. So the moment you use the mobile phone etc. means that there's no privacy in that. So your idea about privacy and also like the human right and etc. is already debunked by the CEO that is why like you couldn't go upper than them. But basically like these things already make you upper than both opening government and opening oppositions, because you make like much way better like stances and also like argumentations, and after that you elaborate and manage it well to me to understand it. But for the closing one, I feel like you have to a bit, how to say it? Yeah, just be careful on your stances, because I feel like some stuff you're already bringing something new thing, while at the same time you can elaborate more, because like your first speaker argumentations is a lot about human rights protection, about crime and etc., which is like already good. Means that if you elaborate in this, I feel like it's gonna be better, and after that you can engage another team rather than just bringing new cases, because your first speaker maybe before like spending a lot of time in creating mechanism and telling the judges why then engagements to another team, and then your argumentation is not fulfilled yet. So yeah, you can take the argumentations to elaborate more on that. And yeah, just it. And also like why then closing oppositions go upper than all of the team, especially upper than closing government, because they clarify so many things. Like at the very first, they clarify that basically that you have to concern about the legal binding and why not, and they are the only team who clarify about the setup, and also like what you have to concern about the debate, and telling the beneficial and harm, and picturing in a very good way, because they already making like the examples and the proof why that AI is so developed and so massively important for the noble human being, for the human race, I mean. So yeah, it's really, really good for them. And then you can try to manage like what happened to the closing oppositions in making such kind of setup. They clarify the very first, making the sentence, making this your stances, and after that your argumentations. But at the same time, you can debunk all of the another team. And also like it's not like really assumptions, because like they already clarified to you why then what happened to the AI in Japan, in another country, how developed and very beneficial, and how it's gonna be harmful if you put it as legal binding and pause the AI. Well, they are all also like the one who pictured these motions in a bigger way, because they're telling you about like the surface, for example, and also like about the business on how the customer surface and the technology is really, really developed. Like for example, the Microsoft currently, because like whether like you are in working, being a student and stuff, you really, really need in it. So the bigger like the demand itself, the bigger chance for you to creating the develop of AI itself to fulfilling the human needs. So that's the thing that it's not like you're not debunked as the closing government, and you're not like touching a lot of argumentation from them. At the same time, the closing oppositions also managed to debunk all of your argumentations, like for the first and also like the second speaker. So I feel like yeah, they are the one who win in this debate. But something that I have to concern about the closing oppositions, I don't think like you guys already achieving your goals, because since the very first you already mentioned, well, okay, we want to make this like better and save the environment. But at the same time, I'm not saying that how then if you're not legal binding you're gonna achieving it. At the same time, you're gonna say like, okay, we trial and error and etc. But there is not something that guarantee that this thing gonna be safety, like what mentioned by the opening government. Yeah, just it, I guess. Any question? I'm not sure like you guys have a question. Yeah. Yeah, if you like want a personal feedback, you can chat me, and I probably like will give you tomorrow morning, because I'm currently not in a good health. Yeah, I can give for each speaker tomorrow morning, because I'm in Wita area, so it's my time to rest. Yeah, and I'm not. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you for
Any
educators.
questions? Yep, most welcome. All right, I think like there's no question. And yeah, it's nice to see you guys. If you want to like the personal feedback, you can. I don't know who has my number. Oh, I will write it down here. Okay. Are you guys Indonesian? Because
Yeah, we are Indonesian.
okay, I use 08. That's my WhatsApp number, and you can ask the personal feedback there. All right, thank you for the debate, and I hope like you guys have a good rest there. And yeah, see you another time.
Okay, see you.
And thank you guys. Night night.
Yeah, bye-bye guys. Thank you.
Kalisa udah tahu teknik jadi closing gimana?
I mean, I'm still not sure, honestly.
You can see ada the closing positions. Their stance was good, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, of course, they were like really good.
So you can claim that your sub is best than your opening, like they already taught before. Enggak nih, kita istirahat dulu semuanya.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, thank you, Kak.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.